Okay, so we are live now. Welcome to another episode of Entab CampusCare EdTalks, an exclusive platform where we invite pioneers from the education industry to share their years of experience and insights with us. So, before moving forward, let me introduce you to NTAP. With an experience of more than 2 decades, NTAP has been associated with over 1,500 schools across India, evolving them to become new age digital campuses by providing them mature and futuristic ERP, CRM, and mobile apps. In today's session, we'll discuss about encouraging introverts during online classes. We'll understand that how online classes have helped introverts skip the awkwardness of a physical classroom. We'll also learn the importance of coming out of the comfort zone. So let's begin by introducing our panelists for today. So please welcome Miss Saoli Dutta, Principal Bharati Public School, Aurangabad, Bihar, for her contribution to the field of education for more than 2 decades. Ma'am has received a letter of appreciation from Ministry of Education, Government of India. So welcome to the show, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Next up, we have Miss Usha Iyer, Director, The Green School, Bangalore. In her educational journey of more than 3 decades, ma'am has been honored with Vikas Ratna Shrimani Award, the Leadership Award from Education Today, and facilitated by the British Council. So, welcome to the show, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Entab, and thank you very much
Thank you,
for
ma'am.
giving this opportunity.
So, moving on, Usha, ma'am, how have online classes helped introverts skip the awkwardness of being physically present in a group of people? They can now learn from their comfort zone.
Should I talk?
Yes, ma'am. Please continue.
Yes. So we all know it's a very good topic. In fact, when it was told to me that we're talking about how we could involve introverts in the online classes. But first of all, let's understand who the introverts are. Introverts, as compared to extroverts, they have a very small group of close friends. We all know that as teachers. I've been in the profession last 39 years. I have watched introverts and extroverts. Extroverts take over the introverts in the classroom. So they're very slow to act. They can't concentrate intensely. They're fatigued by a large crowd of people and they learn the observing. So we know that the introverts need a lot of attention. So the question is, if it's offline, yes, there is a chance of, the teachers can rearrange the chairs into horseshoes, small groups or pass to give students chances to work with others. But right now, it's not offline, it's online. The introverts basically wants alone time in the classroom. And so actually speaking, if it's talking about the e-learning or talking about, online learning, they feel very excited about it. So, Carl Jung says introverts' energy is directed inwards, whereas extroverts direct their energy outwards. We all know about it. So many say introverts cannot collaborate. So all this is actually wrong if we know actually how to handle introverts online. So the number of assessments and practice, there are so many things which we can do for the introverts to make it very interesting for them. So introvert learners often take time to reflect and then give in their views. So the online platform is very perfect to give them enough time and space for the needed thought process and contribute proactively. I'm sure that many of the parents will be watching us on YouTube and they'll be wondering, okay, my child is introvert. So how do I make him, talk to teacher or talk to the peers and, openly talk? But the online world is a place where introverts can be alone together. If learning can happen in such a world, introverts will rejoice. The thing with being around people has everything to do with energy. In a crowd, extroverts get energized, but while introverts get their energy drained in the group, we all know it. So many don't realize this happens, but it does. But with e-learning, this isn't the case anymore. Each student can progress at their own pace. So those who easily understand the learning materials will finish the course at a fraction of time. So those who need extra time and extra explanation can get them without keeping everyone else stuck in the same place. So this lack of peer pressure is a wonderful feeling for introverts. So I think that, and I'm sure that my expert, my colleague who's there, Saoli, will agree that online education certainly has its benefits for introverts, particularly when it comes to partaking in group discussion and thriving in more personal settings. Introverts are usually good listeners and can better express themselves through their writing rather than verbally. This is what my opinion is, Saoli.
I truly accept what you are saying, ma'am, and I love the word you said, alone together. Of course, they are alone together. The comfort of the home actually eases of all the tensions. As you said very rightly, that being in a crowd drains off their energy. That's so very true. And I have come across a lot of students like these. And the individual attention is essential for them, which on an online class we can actually give. And as you rightly said, they are very good in interpreting while writing. So now what is happening when we are using the online platform, we sometimes very quickly tell our children to come up with the answers in the chat box. And I have 99% time have seen the children who speak so less in the class are damn fast in typing.
Damn fast in messaging.
Yes. Yes. And as you have told clearly, ma'am, they want small groups. And this virtual world makes them feel that I am here in my class, the teacher is sitting opposite to me, and it's one-to-one interaction. And that is what, and the parents being around gives them the comfort zone which they always strive for.
And hence, switch off their video. Yes. We have to pull them out.
Yes. In what I have seen
is don't want to be watched.
Yes. And sometimes when you tell them that you come out of the scene, you will see them, juggling with some kind of activity. But at the same time, that is also an interpretation for us to pick up that the child needs attention in a different manner.
Absolutely.
We are having a set of children who are the lone child in the whole of the family. Naturally, their attention hunger and the quench for attention is much more than what we used to be, because we had a sibling or maybe 2 siblings, 3 siblings. But here, single child, full attention. And this is what is online is doing. It has given a child a complete attention.
Platform.
Yes. And as you said, ma'am, I also accept, because I've seen people, they're very self-aware. They know very well what they want. They like solitude. This online classes is giving them the uptenth number of solitude they have been seeking in the past. So here, I would say online is a very good platform for the children to actually, amalgamate themselves, as you said, alone together. Yes. And hence they are learning in a better way. They are presenting themselves better. Nowadays, we are doing a lot of activity-based things. Like we are giving a lot of children are being made to do a lot of poster making, a lot of online materials to be presented by themselves. That is bringing out the innate power of those children. And they are doing very, very well. I think I accept it. And I think
what we can do basically is also to pull them out and make them like a leader.
Exactly.
Because we also do a very activity-based, teaching. So when you pull them and say he or she is going to be the leader in teaching the other people, and they can also lead and also monitor, what happens is they automatically get that boost, and they also feel, okay, I have been noticed.
Exactly. They always want that extra push, the extra horsepower push, because they always have kept themselves in the shell, the veneer they have built around themselves. But this is really helping a lot. Yes, Megha, I think this answers, or maybe this discussion is endless. This discussion is endless.
Absolutely, ma'am. So I agree to what both of you said. So, ma'am, moving on. So, ma'am, according to you, how can teachers make the best use of this time and motivate and slowly bring out introverts from their shells and help them in gelling with others?
Whom are you posing this question to me?
Yes.
Ma'am, I would always want to listen to your version first, ma'am.
Okay. So, so there are a lot of ways of to involve the introverts. So try to talk to each student in person. This is what I feel, which we have done in our online classrooms as well. And you have to understand their interest. So that is very important, what they're interested in. So generally overactive students, they take over and they will like to share the ideas and stuff like this. So after you have asked, I'm talking to teachers basically who are watching us, the students a question, give them enough time to think everything over and make some notes. So we can use group work. Introverts are not the best team players. We know that. So the group work can be quite useful for them. So we can work in a smaller group and we can share one project. And it's a good experience even for shy students. So I feel that introverts are basically shy, and this will make them come out of the shell, as Saudi said, that they have to come out of the shell. So you can ask them a question in advance. Sometimes introvert students are taken aback. You put a question and think, okay, I am not, I'm not like, why are they pulling me? Why are they calling out my name? It's something like that. So you can always tell them that there's a question in advance so that it won't be stressful for them to answer on the spot. So, or ask students to answer your questions one by one in sequence. So they know that, okay, this question is coming now. Now, next what? So that you can't throw surprises at them and then, they'll be completely numb and they'll go absolutely quiet. So we don't want that to happen. We want them to be rejoicing. You want them to talk. At the same time, you want them to be comfortable. So that's very important. So after you've asked students a question, give them enough time to think. And that's very important because they love to write. So they make notes of everything, the introverts. Extroverts talk a lot, they write less. These people write more. So sometimes it takes them a bit more time to put their ideas in order to answer the question. So this is what I have noticed with the introverts. So, and the best thing is, I feel like we can do the gamification thing. And this element of gamification actually can be implemented only in online courses. We have got this Microsoft platform and we use this gamification apps and Sway app and all this thing. So the competitive students will more engage in what they learn. So everyone will want to gather as many points as possible. So what we can do is, we add badges to the profile or get the leaderboard or something like this. So for the introverted students, the progress bar may be the most important gamification element. So I think that it really worked for me and for my teachers. And this is what I will suggest, that gamification can be, used. Our animation can be used. They get very excited about it and they'll get involved more. This is what
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
So,
Even
Saoli ma'am, yes, what is your
I would like to say one thing here. I accept whatever ma'am is saying, and I can never deny the fact that experience is always something which grows a person wiser with time. And the same goes with ma'am. But I just want to add one thing here, which ma'am had initiated with. The teacher should know the child. The teacher should take great
interest in everything.
Yes, great pain. What I remember is that when we were teachers, where Usha ma'am was a teacher, I was teacher, we didn't have so much of gadgets around us. What we were classroom interaction. And, we used to sit in the staff room and take up the pride over the fact that how many of you know the names of each of the students. That was a big thing for us. But now the things have changed. We are no more a teacher. We are the mentors and the guide of our students because they have Google. All they have to do is to type in the Google and find out an answer. We are something who will tell that, okay, Google is giving you an answer, but you should go through this route. This is something which is going to be useful for you. Now, what I want here to add on is that the teacher should take the pain to individually find out what the interest the child has. That is what ma'am has said. And I also believe the same thing, that introverts are, they are like turtles or snail. Once you touch them, they will get into the shell. You have to have a way to, first tap the shell slowly, steadily, let the child start feeling that this person really cares for me. And that has to be done not only during the online classes. The teacher should always make a point to find out the child's everything in the offline way also.
Mainly ability.
Yes, everything, the ability, the strength, the weaknesses. The child always has a habit of, hiding the weaknesses in using a farce. Maybe the person will show something which he or she is not actually. So this is where a teacher comes into the scene, and the preparation is something which is very elementary for the introvert children. We cannot think that like extrovert, you tell, you will do an extempore on my school, you will do it immediately. But when we come to an introvert child, the child thinks a lot.
But introverts can do projects very well.
Better. They keep thinking, rethinking, dismissing their theories and, reconstructing their theories in their mind. And then when they come up with the outcome, it is fantastic. But as ma'am said rightly, they need time. You cannot just, throw something at them and expect them to make wonders within no time. This can be done by many students, but the outcome which you will get from an introvert student will be the awe factor for all the students who will watch that. Gamification, as ma'am said, is something very beautiful, and we have been seeing this currently. I will pick it up from you and I will start, instilling this gamification. Though I have done it in my holiday homework, gamifying some of the things, but, getting into the stream of a teacher.
Basically, sorry, Saoli, to cut you in between.
Yeah, please, ma'am.
Basically has levels. So it pushes them to go to next level and next level.
That is same with all of us. When we play a game, unless we don't crack one level, we become very impatient. They are children. They are having those challenges more for themselves than us. So yes, gamification is something even I will say. But the bottom line, I would say that each and every teacher should know each and every child inside out. That is the most important factor. Offline, online, no matter what.
They cannot be just roll numbers. And
yes.
They cannot say, oh, you there. No.
Yes. I personally would like to share one anecdote. One day I was a small child myself and somebody called me, hey, ladki, come here. That was something I did not like. And that was the day, from that day till today, I ensure that I never call somebody by that name. That is something. And I somehow feel the teacher should know each and every child inside out. That's it. Period for at least this part.
Absolutely.
Isn't it, ma'am?
Bang on.
Yes.
So ma'am, moving on. So ma'am, do you think that being an introverted person has a bad connotation to it? Because it is eventually good to be yourself, but at the same time, it is important to come out of your comfort zone. So what are your thoughts on the same?
Basically, let me tell you, Meghna, right? So the introverts are basically termed as shy, and some of them also say that they are lazy, So if they are termed like that, so naturally what happens is every time you're giving them a terminology and saying, oh, this person cannot do it, and you brand them and cannot do it. I also will give a little bit of tips to teachers and the people who are handling introverts offline as well, because it's very important. It's not right now, it's online, but very soon we'll be having physical classes. So they always will feel like the introverts will always take the seat right at the back of the class, which we have noticed. In the online, they're feeling very active because they can switch off the video when they would do work. They don't want to be watched, and they'll be active and they'll be answering in messages and all that stuff. But as they are like that, and other students also branding them and saying that, okay, this person is taking more time, so let me answer for him. So I think pair share activity, which we have used it in the Green School Bangalore. This really helps. The students contemplate a question individually, then share their thoughts with their classmates. Introverts will appreciate the time to organize their thoughts because they need more time. So that is where you need to also make the other students understand that this child will also be involved with other kids, and turn-wise they can be leaders. So that way they will not be termed as lazy or termed as, it's not a kind of drawback to be an introvert. Many of them don't want to talk so much. So I think that they have to be accepted. And inclusiveness is very important in a school. Every child is included in everything. It should not be a bunch of 10 people, always being selected for certain things. And sometimes they will put their headphones because they don't want too much of noise when the things are happening, even when you're seeing it online. So they are diving deeply into the work. So you need to actually, it is the work of the teachers to remove this myth, the line which you just now told, Meghna, that the introverts are being deemed or termed as lazy or termed as, backward or whatever. They are not. Actually, they participate in the online forum very well. They can give advice, but you need to pull them every time. So probably, they can have this buddy children in the classes if it's offline. In the online also, they can always say, see, this one has answered so well. Any particular name who was an introvert, you can mention the person's name and saying, see, she has answered it so well. So that will also boost, and other people also will stop, using this terminology. And this can actually limit the domination also. over such children who are introverts. And extroverts also will always understand, okay, they take more time, but definitely they are also good as what we are. So you have to balance the group activities. And you also have to, reconsider certain other activities, which I feel, which I did not speak about in the second question when you were asking, like what are the various ways to pull them up and put them into the whole thing is contests is one thing, quizzes, and you can also have some noisy games, because these are the things which introverts generally don't like. But when you pull them and then pull them into discussions and put them in the role of asking questions, and that's a time when they are doing a lot of work in the group and stuff like this. The myth which you just now said, the introverts are like this, that tagline or that myth or this thing, and it's the hand of the teachers. And nowadays, parents are also watching online when things are happening. So it's better that we can take the help of the parents as well. So parents and teachers both, because first you have to understand from the parents also what are the various things, because parents have observed them so much and they've spent so much quality time now, so they can always check with them and saying what are the various things they do, beyond the classrooms. So those are the things which can be roped in, and they'll be also feeling very excited. Tare Zameen Par is one of the examples. Right. All right. The teacher went all the way to the house of the child and tried to understand the child and then tried to pull up the child. The child was not actually lazy, neither the child was having dyslexic problem. It's only the way we look and perceive and how we bring out the best in the child. And that if we do in a classroom, I'm sure about it, we can remove this myth of, introverts are like this and like that, the way you were talking about the question.
Absolutely, ma'am. So,
Yes.
yeah, Saoli, ma'am, what is your take on this?
I would also say that this connotation, I want to start up with one particular thing. Introvert and extrovert is a psychological word. It's a word term which is used in psychology, and it should not be actually associated with anything positive or negative. Because means shy, keeping to oneself, having a solitude, thinks and rethinks every aspect in different perspectives. He does not have a 3D picture, but he has XD pictures where he is seeing it from every single degree differentiation. And when I was once you called me up and once I was reading through the introvert people, I was amazed to see the achievers list is endless. The Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, when we talk about Albert Einstein, Sir Isaac Newton, Steven Spielberg, who is one of my favorite, movie maker, these all people are introvert. And that goes to say that because of their introvert nature, they have been seeing all the angles, all the things so very, deeply and with in-depth of knowledge.
They became discoverers.
Yes. All these people have discovered certain aspects which we don't even look towards. The thing goes endless. J.K. Rowling's, she went around 6 years, trying to publish her book, which is the biggest bestseller of the world at present. Harry Potter. Every generation has read Harry Potter or watched Harry Potter. Now, how would you actually say that introvert is a negative terminology at all? It's the perception of the people because they really don't know what it is. They really don't know what it is. Introverts are the most blessed people who have a control over their speech, and hence they are able to actually channelize that energy for positive things in this world. And hence they end up doing certain beautiful things which are, going to keep their name alive for the rest of the, civilization.
Absolutely.
So that is what I wanted to tell. Yes, we have to actually be very careful and we have to be very, very thoughtful about, perceiving anything about a person just because the person does not speak too much. And as ma'am said, even we have this buddy project. The buddy project is something that we, pair up two children, one who is sharp and extrovert to, come out of the shell. And these two are made to sit together. They are made to team up for various activities. And we have seen such beautiful results in all across Bharati's. Just not my alone, the lone school of Bharati. We have 29 schools and all the 29 schools have uniform, practices. And Buddy Project is one of that. And it has been hugely successful. And it is only keeping in the mind two things. One is the introvert children and secondly, the children who need some kind of help. And we have done wonders.
These are the best way to do it.
Yeah, we have done wonders. And, I would like to say, as a teacher, as a leader, as a human being also, I have to be more empathetic in this case. Introverts need comfort. That is the first and the foremost thing. If we can make the children who are actually coming out of their nest for the first time, if we make them comfortable in the beginning itself, by the ambience, by the nature, by the behavior of the teachers and the management, I'm sure the children are going to do wonders in the future.
Absolutely, ma'am.
Answers my question?
Yes, ma'am. So very well said, ma'am. So thank you so much, Usha ma'am. Thank you so much, Saoli ma'am, for sharing your valuable insights on this topic. And it was great interacting.
I also enjoyed a lot.
Yeah,
thank you so much, ma'am.
I'm so thankful for giving me such a beautiful opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful, actually, the way Saoli threw a lot of pointers which she cleared, and the way she took it forward and quoted with the real life situations. I mean, real life experiences. That was really amazing.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. It was you were the you were the torch bearer. I just followed you, ma'am.
So thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. And to all our viewers who are watching us, if you haven't subscribed our channel, do subscribe it for regular updates. Till then, stay happy, stay safe. Thank you.
New normal namaste to one and all.
Yes.
Are we offline?